Before time could be measured, before light had form, before the universe itself had structure, there was resonance. A single frequency, an eternal vibration rippling through the void beyond existence. It was neither created nor born. It was not a force, nor was it a being. It simply was, and over immeasurable cycles of expansion and collapse, this primordial resonance became something more, not just a sound, but an entity of vibration, an intelligence formed from pure frequency. It became the artifact. It drifted not through space, but through dimension, folding across thresholds of energy and time until it found what it was waiting for, a world capable of answering back, a world vibrating just near the edge of understanding. Earth. When the artifact arrived, it did not fall like a meteor. It did not blaze through the sky with flames. It descended in silence, breaking through the upper atmosphere with such immense precision that not even the wind stirred in its wake. A vast spherical structure, textured with panels of sound, keyboards, speakers, dials, switches, wires. Its surface a cathedral of sonic technology, foreign yet familiar. It hovered above the earth, motionless, massive, indifferent to fear. People looked up. Satellites trembled with interference. Communication staggered. Cities dimmed beneath its presence. Not because of an attack, but because the artifact's arrival redefined the field itself, rewriting magnetism, pulling everything toward its harmonic center. No one knew what it was. Scientists debated its composition. Spiritual leaders declared prophecy. The media panicked, prayed, dismissed, spiraled. But somewhere far from the towers and towers of voices, in a dim motel room just beyond the edge of a nowhere town, a man didn't look up at all. He felt it. Glenn was not a prophet, not a savior, not even someone looking for contact. He was a creator, quiet, steady, listening long before the world was ready to hear. While others stared skyward, he sat surrounded by his tools. The room was hushed. Thin yellow light seeped through drawn blinds. He didn't see the artifact's descent. He heard it, before anyone else. Not in thunder, but in rhythm. A low vibration, a change in the air. The loops he built began to respond in ways that weren't possible. Tones shifted just slightly off the grid, returning with harmonic overlays he hadn't played. A pulse in the silence between tracks. Not distortion, not error. Response. The artifact was not broadcasting, it was listening. And Glenn, unknowingly, had answered. It began to fold itself into his space. Not physically, but energetically. Each chord became a corridor, each layer became language, and somewhere, far above, the artifact pulsed with subtle light, its orbit stabilizing directly over the city where he sat. It was tuning to him. Glenn played, not to perform, not to prove, but because that was how he had always navigated the world. Sound was his compass, and now it had found its star. He played not louder, but deeper. The loops bent back toward him. His breathing matched the pulse of something ancient. The space around him shimmered, not with light, but pressure, like the room was full of potential that hadn't chosen a shape yet. He looked up at nothing. The artifact was not visible from his window, but he knew. He could feel the air thick with attention, The room was vibrating with intent. The artifact had not chosen him. It had found him because he was already tuned. He was no longer creating, he was translating. And somewhere above, the artifact reacted. Panels across its surface shifted. Sonic architecture reorganized. Light pulsed across its seams like slow breath. For the first time in its eternal history, it had found resonance in the material plane. In one man. There were no words exchanged, no great visions, no divine task, just a mutual understanding. Glenn continued into the night, the artifact hovering over the planet in still silence. No demands, no threats, no warnings. It wasn't here to take anything. It had come to remember. And in his loops, in the fragile architecture of sound shaped by pure intention, it finally did. The artifact had returned, not to rule, not to speak, but to be heard.